obviously the news that just came down, right? Josh Rosen, on the Bucks practice squad, elevated to the active roster right in time for a revenge game on Saturday. Like, if you wrote this in a movie, you would say it was really stupid because that could never happen. But here we are, right? So seriously, guys, like, I think what people have, the thing that people are taking wrong about what I'm saying about Rosen is what I'm saying is that you need to kick the tires on the unknown. Not in any way am I telling you that Josh Rosen's a savior. I'm just telling you that you need to kick the tires. And I was upset that when I hear Josh Johnson be brought in, I'm like, man, why is Josh Rosen not brought in at this point? Like, why wouldn't you take a chance on somebody like that? So interested to get your thoughts. I'll go around. Akash, you could kick us off, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, Vish hit it on the head before we started. It's like the backup quarterbacks behind Jimmy Garoppolo don't have very much talent, whether it's Nick Mullins or CJ Beathard. And constantly the excuse that's used is that they kind of know Shanahan's playbook. And so my question's always been, why didn't they bring Josh Rosen in earlier? He's been on Tampa Bay's practice squad practically, I think, the entire season. And why didn't they just sign him earlier instead of Josh Johnson? And they waited until basically they were in an emergency situation to bring him in. And clearly, Kyle mentioned this during his presser. When your team goes to the postseason, there's a playoff bonus, and Josh Rosen would have gotten that if Tampa Bay had made it. So he's foregoing that bonus to come to San Francisco for an opportunity to play. He's obviously got talent. He was a first-round pick. He played that one season in Arizona. So I'm excited to see what he has to do. Obviously, he's coming in here. He has zero idea of the playbook or anything like that, but he just has talent. I'd rather watch him than CJ Beathard because I know what we're going to get out of CJ Beathard. So just play him, even if he doesn't know everything. Just gives us something to watch these next two games and something to evaluate moving forward into 2021, just to see if you have something. Because I don't know. I don't think you can bring back Mullins. I have no idea what's going on with his health, if he has Tommy John surgery or whatever. CJ Beathard, I'm not super high on. Josh Rosen, you may have some upside. So just let him play these two games, see what you got, and we can go from there.
Absolutely. Vish, anything to add there too, bro?
Yeah, so when I look at Josh Rosen, right, I liked him a lot before the draft. I was wrong on him. He's not that good. He hasn't been that good. But I think if there's one offense he could work in, it's this one. He's a really natural thrower of the ball, and that doesn't go away. Like, he used to throw perfect spirals every time he threw it at UCLA, and he threw a very nice deep ball. It was like a pillow at UCLA, and he threw the deep post as good as anybody I've seen in college in a while. So if there's an offense he's going to work in, it's this one. I've always wondered why they didn't just kick the tires with someone like him that has talent. Like, okay, Jimmy was kind of entrenched as the starter. Unfortunately, he keeps getting hurt, so Nick Mullins has to play. But I think they assumed Nick Mullins was kind of the backup, just given how they've addressed Mullins and CJ this year. Why not bring in someone with talent to compete with CJ and have someone just like Josh Rosen, who is talented enough to be a top 10 overall pick, a very highly recruited player out of high school that possibly could be something of a backup player if he stayed in your system for a couple of years. I never understood that. I never understood why CJ Beathard was handed the number 3 quarterback job the last 3 years without any sort of competition. I mean, they brought in Brock Rudder, who went to my high school and went to college 20 minutes away from where I live. And, I don't think he's as talented as a Josh Rosen or a Jameis Winston or those other guys that have been signed for cheap. But I think it's cool that they get him. Hopefully he doesn't just get cut when Josh Johnson comes off the COVID list. Maybe if he gets cut, then there's a lot of things wrong with him that we don't know about. But if he doesn't get cut, then hopefully they develop him and they have a nice, talented backup player.
Right. And I see a comment in here. Why was there even 3 quarterbacks? It's COVID. You have to have as many as you can. This would have never flown last year. We would have never even had the discussion if it wasn't, the landscape. Yep. So, Javi, anything to add there, bro? Javi, are you there? All right. Javi's having some issues, I think.
I mean,
oh, there you go. There we
go. I'm here.
Yeah.
No, I'm here.
Good.
Yeah, and I don't know, my internet's acting up. But no, I think Vish hit it on the head. I don't know how you know who Nick Mullins is. You know who CJ Beathard is. You saw them play in 2018. You saw them play in 2017. Like, you should have been addressed this backup quarterback room a long time ago. I was one of those fans who were like, no, it's fine. Jimmy Garoppolo is what it is. But they should have, instead of taking a punter, they should have looked at a Ryan Finley or someone like that. So that's just where I'm at with it. It's just a little too late for a backup.
He scored that. Ryan Finley scored yesterday twice.
He did, and it was with his wheels. So this fan base is looking for a mobile quarterback. Take that, Ryan Finley's out here. The one thing that I wanted to add on with Rosen, it's like, I don't know if Rosen is good, like how Vish says, right? But here's the thing, right? First year, Vance Joseph, not an offensive mind. Mike McCoy gets fired halfway through the year, who was awful. Everybody was picking him apart because he just wanted to run the ball up the middle 10 times in a row. And then Byron Leftwich was his OC for a little while in Arizona, right? We all know what happens there. Cliff comes, Kyler comes. You got to move on to Miami. Miami's thin at roster. He plays a few games. Tua comes into the fold because of how they're losing. So I'm not telling you that I think that he's like some, magical end-all, be-all. I'm just saying that why wouldn't you take a shot on something like this, knowing that circumstances and a little bit of bad play and coaching have to do with why he is where he is, even though where he got drafted, So that's really where I was at with it, honestly.
I know the biggest question coming in, I think, was his like work ethic and just kind of his like background and kind of where he's from. And maybe he thought